Once again with the legendary Miss Kylie Minogue discography review. I have been loving the journey so far, and it is now time to get into godly things. Aphrodite is Kylie's 2010 album where she gets into her usual mojo of dance and disco pop greatness, pairing it with electropop and the surging club plus rave music with a handful of producers. The name Stuart Price pops up in the info as a familiar one, and I could feel Madonna's confessions on the corner of my ears. I consumed the album in one evening, and let me tell you the exciting experience in the next portion. All the Lovers is the starting point of this journey. A poem of desire and love, Kylie encourages her lover to feel the romance between them. All the lovers she has experienced did not compare to the type of love she is experiencing now. Seems like she finds a sense of enlightenment with this person.
Can't you see there's so much here to feel?
The grandeur of the instrumentals is an explosion of euphoria in the ears by the synths. Almost feels like you are in heaven and feeling Aphrodite's signature perfume of ecstasy. Along with the instrumentals, we hear Kylie's soothing voice in the chorus. She's channeling the otherworldly essence to give to the person she loves.
Get a little bit more, they don't compare.
The whole song itself is eargasm and plays great with headphones. Spiritual experience resonates from when I first heard The One from X. A Kylie Pride staple, and let's get on to the next track. Track 2s are elite. Get Out of My Way is kind of a game of playing chase with the lover, constantly getting him jealous by being with someone else at the club, prodding to get out of the way of her mayhem if the lover could not stay and persuade her.
You're going hard now to win my heart, but
The lyrics are cute, but the production, I was not on Earth. Every time I hear the arrangements, I float to another dimension because these synths are astronomical by their own. The catchy Kylie factor is back with a hint of vocal range. That high note after the bridge is fantastic. Kylie is getting with me with these track 2s. Definitely a hit for the gays and generally a well-served dance dish. Listening to the song is truly an experience.
if you feel love tonight,
The song is about being lost and unsure. The lyrics are kind of melancholic if you think thoroughly. She's asking everyone if they feel love because she also wants it as well, waiting for the lover and wanting to not be alone for feeling these emotions.
all we need is love in this life, it's true.
It has a similar vibe from the previous track, but very anthemic. The synth work is still flawless, though with a divine execution. Her vocals are minimal, yet it has a purpose for the anthemic wiles of the track, calling out to the audience and asking the question.
No matter what, we're gonna take this moment.
I really love the sentimental spark on the track, finding company of reassuring of having the same feelings about love and its complexities. What an interesting switch up. Closer is cryptic with the words of being divine and the metaphors of lost in the sea of love. Craving, if I would interpret it, she wants to be closer and feeding this otherworldly desire.
Where we combine.
The interesting part is the production with the organ searing through the background. Gothic vibes than the last 3 previous tracks, redirecting to experimental territory. Her vocals flow seamless along like a river, very much hypnotizing the listener similar. She is hypnotizing the listener similar to the siren. Closer is the first out-of-the-box track on the album so far. Experimental, yet it gave something new to the journey of love. It also sounds like it could have been on Castlevania. Everything is beautiful is okay. She wants to spend quality time with the person until she sees the world will be beautiful. It has an interesting arrangement of chords with drums on the central core. Her voice follows through the composition and the melodies brought on. I think this is the first track where I feel it was fine. I didn't have that much replay value for it, I guess. Aphrodite is an unexpected title track, exuding confidence and embracing godlike qualities. She's evolving to this goddess, the woman who has gone back and forth, who is fierce and knows what she wants. I love how conceptual her title tracks are, introducing drums reflecting an army of sorts. It feels quite immersive. She's just having fun in this track. Her vocals can be heard with all the layers, empowering, encouraging, and quintessential Minogue style. I was not expecting how the track would sound like, but I heard it and it's great. It really brought in the concept and reminding the listener who the character is in the story. Illusion is admitting and reflecting on what is happening. She is acknowledging her own flaws, her jealousy, confusion, and addiction. Not being her own self when pursuing the love, on how dizzying it really is. The production makes you feel hallucinations with its intent. An alarm beeping as the song progresses, with her accompanying vocals as instruments. She feels distressed about the situation she is experiencing. Illusion is a great follow-up, and it expresses the emotions and vulnerability as a checkpoint on the album. Better Than Today is another Kylie optimism track. We were confused before and we had a revelation. Of all the days of being rewired by the explicit media, we just wanted to let go and dance the problems away. This is her to her lover. Production is different in execution with the funky guitar and the punchy synths. It has the vintage feel to it, and the instrumentals can be used in the film. I love the cadence and the attitude in Kylie's voice. She delivers the lines with such strong conviction and emphasis. Better Than Today is fun and has that worldview of the issues we are facing as well. Stand out in the difference of production, a second to Closer. Too Much is wild. She's too much invested on loving the person, experiencing the surge of emotions. Cannot handle the heat, even confessing, feels too much already to do. Calvin Harris is responsible with the production, and it shows the party DJ vibes on the beats. There is so much intricate details. Imagine ingredients for a salad. Her vocals have dynamic and interesting deliveries, are preceded on the track. They are sharp and cutting to the point. The song is great. It is also a little bit too much for me. Binging on sweets is a comparison I can concur when listening to this. The roots of EDM are starting to grow on the early 2010s. The track in question is a godsend. The obsession over the love has gone off the rails. So much physical contact sends her up in the sky. The love as high as can be.
I need your touch.
The production really goes hard in track with elevating synths. Feels a lot of absorbing the power of love with the rising sounds and deeply euphoric elements. Plus her cadence and delivery, it is heavenly made. Frankly, it might match the vibes of Get Out of My Way, yet as a hidden deep cut. A deep cut that is a golden treasure, I guess. Fell in love with the song the first time I heard it. The highest of grace is when the track really reels you in with all three elements. Looking for an angel is the waiting for someone to just accept her love. An angel with unconditional romance to attain to. Production is intentional with the horns as you are entering the gates of heaven. Her vocals are good and the song feels too bit on the nose. I do not really feel connected to the track in particular. Probably a least favorite of mine in this album. We get into the standard closer. The lyrics pertain to surrendering to the idea of romance, taking herself through the fire, and how adventurous one's love can be. She accepts on how the love will take her with his person.
Let it take you on a ride.
I think this is the song where the production is the best part. Strong and powerful instruments of synths and creating a godly and triumphant atmosphere. The way she sang, especially in the chorus, is so divine. Love the range and the diction of her words. Might be the first standard Kylie Minogue closing track which I thoroughly enjoyed. I find it very victorious in the journey of the goddess character, accepting true love at its finest.
Baby, you pull on my heartstrings.
To the B-sides. Heartstrings is how love changes a person. She feels dull and confused. Yet when the person came to her life, her whole demeanor changed, much to show how powerful love can lift up an individual in their lowest. Heartstrings, of course, we need a guitar to put on the track. The progression is precise and beautiful, and it is also mesmerizing to hear. Her vocals are maintained on tone, but the layers in the chorus are heavenly. Quite the energy of a muse serenading someone, perhaps. The song is underrated as well. I feel gravitated towards it, and it should have been on the main album. Mighty Rivers is the grandest of the B-sides. It is a reflective track, finding her true self when she is with her lover, understanding her past insecurities and divulging to a new character who attains this enlightened power.
I thought it was all a game. The thunder struck and it changed.
I love the intentionality of the streaming synths, miraging the listening experience being in a river and soaking up its harmony. Her vocals follow through the masses on the production. It blends so well, in fact, it became one which is masterful.
As far away as they can take me away.
This should have been on the main album, so fluid and kind of takes your breath away when you hear it. Not in a drowning sense, but in an enlightened sense. The track is an inverse to Get Out of My Way. She wants the lover to do their best to pursue her, like a challenge. Too late, they will miss her chance on the effort. The production is mild compared to the grandeur of the other tracks, still has that boppy vibes with a lighter density. Her vocals are catchy altogether with the production. Those O's are quite of its time, but it is the staple to the song. A hidden bop for sure. It is light and a great tune to go into the day with. Aphrodite in a way is executed amazingly and possibly perfectly, as of Kylie's work on 2010. I never felt compelled to the album since Fever and Light Years. I genuinely love the album's central theme of love as an adventure, romance capable of following in the hands of euphoria or being a challenge. Lyrics pertain to how does one go upon the journey of love with its obstacles. Romantic, confident, confusing, and reflective are found sentiments in the wordings. The production consists of synths evolving to the start of the EDM craze, the risers, anticipation, and the deal of eclectic sounds with reminiscence of grand instruments. It is a mash of dance floor, club, and orchestral summoning, the most in your ears, alongside her vocals, which are heavenly and prominent in delivery. In Stuart Price style, using vocals as melodies in production makes it even more ethereal. Layers are also everything in every track. The album is such an experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I only have 2 songs, which I admit are okay, yet the rest is just so undeniably and masterfully created. These are my thoughts, and let us go on to my personal ranking and rating. Now we get to the music video portion. All the lovers introduce lovers going out into a cityscape, undressing and starting to make out. It is kind of bizarre, and in comes Kylie summoned by a pile of lovers. The city then is filled with love in the air, both metaphorically and physically. Balloons float up in an all-time high, and there is a sudden appearance of a unicorn. Kylie is on top of many lovers, becoming a mountain, and in the end she releases a symbol of love and peace, a dove. I think the video starts off weirdly, but it ended in a romantic and beautiful note with pure and elegant symbolism. The song is a solidified gay anthem, and the video is quite indeed the evidence and necessary spectacle. Your typical dance Kylie with her background dancers, mostly flamboyant men. A plethora of choreography and daring moves with pumped up energy, along with the playing of lights, Kylie puts in her face card and moves with a presence. Very club anthem vibes from the video and bringing looks and hyping encouragement. Last video for this era, and I wish there was a high definition version. Better than today's, similar to the last video, only with Kylie in a band and a LED background. Just having fun with a bunch of clips of dancing and singing, playing with studio lights again actually. A lot of things are going on the background, and the effects really go into the majority of the clips. Almost concert-like, to be honest. I wish there were more videos going on this era. They have potential and I liked All the Lovers the most. I think there's so much to interpret the era visually because we will get into the aesthetics part in a bit. In another lifetime, there could have been more music videos for Aphrodite to give justice on the majority of the songs being single-worthy. It would be interesting to see a goddess-type character to be presented in creative and glamorous cinematography. Aphrodite's aesthetics is inspired from the goddess herself, with a bit of Minogue's stylistic interpretation. Forcible in symmetry, the album cover shows Kylie in the center, raising her hands up, commanding or taking it in. For goddess of love, need they expect pops of red, but the blues of this era are the signifiers. Long is her gown, flowing ahead as she looks up in the sky. The white arch background introduces framing and plastered dark rocks to give it an Olympus-like feel. The blue gradient on the back solidifies the record's wishes. I love the posing, and it gives me light years only with the modern and technical theme. I think it is perfect as it is, with the decorative typography on the center. The highlight of the designs is Kylie channeling the goddess of love's energy. Clothes are inspired with the Greek togas reminiscent to the deities. Defined by beauty of the avant-garde and thematic styling, it gives the impression with the emphasis on figure and grandeur. Everything from this era, the defined bodices, cut garments, tight dresses, reflective jewelry, and draping cloths are divine. Her hairstyle is mostly down and wavy, effortless and chic. Makeup consists of a clear lip with smoky eyes and a blue tint on it. In short, the era's style is godlike and the creative display is impeccable. Now here are my top 5 looks for the era. The first one is from the 𝕊𝕠𝕤 tour. The star elements are the amount of jewelry perfectly fitted in style and glamour. It kind of reminds me of the Virgin Mary for a bit, with the star halo on top of her. I love the draping cloth attached to her sleeves and accents for the beauty and grace. Ethereal and beautiful, especially with the dancers around her. The All the Lovers video had an interesting outfit filled with a hefty amount of cuts. It is like she has been thrown into the lion's den, except they are instead a pile of lovers. She has black undergarments below it, and the pale makeup applies on the close-ups. I think it is effortless and the aura is magnetic. Another one from the tour, I picked this one solely based on how perfectly thematic it is. High-low white dress with the metallic breastplate is screaming the hearts with the 2010s early fashion. The gladiator sandals added the cherry on top. The last accessory resort of the winged headpiece with beads sets the era's grandiose sensibilities. The ensemble on the video is bizarre at first, yet I cannot stop looking at it. A perfectly fitted dress made up of primarily locks of gold chains is seriously impressive. Her hairstyle matches the texture as a supplement. The claw ring is another interesting accessory, and the overall outfit is a statement. Honestly, the one that deserves to be on top spot on this era's style. It resonates with me from the sleek color choice to the dress being dynamic to look at. The metallic piece on the center ties in and gives the necessary dimension. I cannot think of another exquisite ensemble to be the main look for the era itself. It perfectly describes the album as well. That is Aphrodite, a journey of love with the development of the person going through it. Romance is a challenge to both to the self and the lover. Great use of atmospheric compositions of club, dance, and EDM. Perfect for the night out bars and headphone experiences. Details in the production fuse the modern and classical. Consistent throughout, and the energy never dies down. The voice of a goddess echoing throughout the album. Prominent belting, catchy deliveries, and choir-like layers. Statuesque in style and fashion, as if Aphrodite came down from Olympus and manifested in front of an audience. Truly a favorite album for me. When I first listened to it one evening, there were so many hits in store. I just think that the visuals could have more potential. I thoroughly enjoyed the journey, and let me know what you think about the album. Definitely recommend it, and let me know your thoughts on the comments below. Like and subscribe for more era reviews, and I will see you on the next video. Have a beautiful day.
What you wanna go up the stars in their eyes, stars in their eyes.